Hello, your daily dose of Ukrainian accent is here, and it's me, Pavlo, to bring it to you. Today we are going to talk about yet another exciting audio gadget, and it will be full-size headphones. It's not some shiny new model, these headphones were released last year, but let's be honest, nothing did change since last year to make these headphones less actual or less exciting. It's model made by Sivga named Sivga Anser. I missed an opportunity to review them when they were out, but they still offers a great value because they have a nice price. It's about $200 to $220. Good price tag for full-size dynamic driver headphones, and taking into account that it's Sivga, we can expect great build quality, nice design, and interesting sound signature. So let's check out these expectations. Box is pretty simple and relatively small, but it doesn't look cheap. Nice recycled cardboard box with model name on the front side and a bit of information on the back side. So for us the most interesting are technical specifications like 38 ohms of impedance and 105 decibels of sensitivity and 50mm dynamic drivers. That's the information people usually like to know. And box opens this way. As you can see, lid is pretty tightly fitting, and inside you'll get headphones themselves, storage pouch, and the stock cable with a 6.3mm adapter. So basically that's it, and some hard case didn't fit into this price, but still presentation is pretty pleasant. When it's come to the design, it's obvious that Sivga didn't try to cut any costs here. No cheap materials, wood, metal, high quality faux leather, a bit of fabric, and great quality of overall craftsmanship. You can see the design itself. Headphones are very comfortable and they are built mainly for home usage. Headband has moderate clamping force. They hold well when you listen to the music in some comfortable environment. At home, sitting on the great comfy chair or on the sofa. Not the greatest choice for some active sport, jogging, running, or something like that. But open back headphones are not the great choice for this case anyway. They are pretty lightweight, and thanks to nice fabric headband with good padding, weight is distributed really well, and even if you have really short hair, you won't get that effect of overheating on top of your head. They have nice mechanism of size adjustment with clickers that I really like, and you can adjust the same size on the both sides, looking at that notches here. Cups are rotating. They have 2 degrees of freedom. They can be rotated flat in 2 dimensions, both inwards and outwards, so they finding great position on your head automatically. And the cups made of wood with these grills on the outer side, but you can see that there is some damping material inside, so they are not absolutely open and transparent, but at the same time a bit of your music and getting out and a bit of outside environment is getting in. But thanks to this semi-open design, your ears are not overheating, and wearing them even for long listening sessions are pretty comfortable. As usual for the company, we are getting super soft ear pads with memory foam fitting inside, and they are hybrid. Outer and inner part are made of pleather, and the part that touches your head is made of fabric. So let's do size measurements. Of course, it's just rough approximation. 58 millimeters by, I want to do that as accurate as possible, of course, by 43 millimeter, and when it comes to the depth, it's also a rough measurement, about 20 millimeters. So not super spacious, but still pretty comfortable and work pretty well, even if you're wearing glasses like I do. Cables are made replaceable. Here use the standard 3.5 millimeter connector, so you can just need to connect each jack into the appropriate socket. And more nowadays this connector became standard for the full-size headphones. Stock cable is pretty nice. It's relatively soft. I'm not a huge fan of fabric insulation, but it's reliable, and microphonic effect here is low anyway. Here is the splitter, but actually it's not even splitter, because after the splitter it's still same two cables that go down to the regular 3.5 millimeter jack. There is no balanced cable in the accessory set, but to be honest, I don't think these headphones require balanced connection because they are not power hungry. Overall, build quality and look is great, but it's the part where Sivga always deliver. For these headphones, Sivga engineers chose warm and relaxed sound signature, but of course with necessary amount of technicalities. It's not the headphones for those who like natural sound, for those who need huge imaginary stage, super extended treble, uncolored representation. No, here you're getting noticeable amount of coloration, but it's done in a tasty way, and listening to these headphones is a really pleasant experience. So bass goes deep, not to the maximum depth, but still pretty deep. There is a noticeable amount of additional weight, but not too much. It's not a bass head headphones, and the bass has nice texturing here. Of course, amount of small nuances and details is not maximum, but still instrument sounds in a pretty realistic way. Because of additional weight, they are moved sometimes a bit forward, but not too much. In general, it's not a snappy and rumbly type of low frequencies, but still, when you're listening to some music that requires good punch, it will be present and in a pretty enjoyable way. So maybe not the tightest punch, but still pretty powerful. And the first example is Our World by Juno Reactor. Sorry. And this track has exactly this type of bass, pretty deep, punchy, and nicely enjoyable. And these headphones deliver it nicely with good separation from the mid frequencies. And the second track, it's Bielo, Dugme, Ovaj, Ples, Dami, Biraju. It's interesting track made in a bit of dark cabaret style, with main accent on the acoustic double bass, and it sounds really enjoyable here with all nuances and details. And also this track sounds really exciting because mids have some focus on the emotions. But let's talk about mids now. So mid frequencies are also slightly on the warmer side. Sivga decided to sacrifice a bit of small nuances to make sound a bit more relaxed and comfortable. Still, instrument sounds pretty realistic, but with a hint of additional weight in the lower part of mid spectrum. That makes stage not huge, but it's still pretty nicely built. Width is slightly above average and depth is about average. Maybe it's not something you can expect from the open back headphones, but I think that this open back design here was chosen first and mainly to create a comfortable listening sessions, to reduce that sense of overheating ears, and not to make like absolutely transparent open staging or something like that. Headphones are not critical for the quality of records. Sometimes even the opposite. They are softening issues a little bit, delivering it in a nice and pleasant manner. It's maybe not the greatest choice for some complex genres like very nuanced instrumental music, or with a lot of instruments, or some fast genres of metal. But classical rock, pop music, lot of jazz records, lot of tracks actually benefiting from this additional weight. Sometimes male vocal sounds really great, and they have a slight boost at the upper mids to make female vocals sparkly and airy, but also not too much to preserve this overall sense of comfort in the signature. And first example, it's Nazareth, Go Down Fighting, and exactly here you can hear that guitars are a bit softened, but still, thanks to the good emotions delivery, they sounding aggressive enough for this track. And second example, it's Seven Nation Army cover by Postmodern Jukebox, and that's type of tracks that sounds great with these headphones. Even album name is Swipe Right for Vintage, and vintage track sounds great with these headphones, with that hint of additional weight. Treble has average extension, not super extended and not super focused, but main focus of engineers here was to deliver basic overtones in a natural and not fatiguing way, and they managed to do that greatly. So no sharp sibilance, no super airy treble, but basic overtones to make all instruments sound natural and pleasant are here. But of course don't expect layering or super extended overtones or something like that. So first example, it's YYZ by Rush, and actually of course much more layering would be nice for this track, but still they sound, this track with all that percussions and guitars and other instruments sounds really nice and pleasant. And Snarky Puppy, Deep, also, of course, this track is lacking of refinement, but this headphone sounds pleasant, and thanks to that emotional type of vocal representation, main part of mid frequencies is delivered in a nice and engaging manner. In terms of power, they are pretty modest. They don't require a super powerful source, but still some dongle jack that can deliver more power than regular smartphone or laptop output will be beneficial for them. Not a power-hungry model, but a bit of additional boost will be a really good option for them. Speaking about the comparisons, of course, first and main competitors are other models made by Sivga. Robin, for example, more V-shaped, and because of that, they sounding slightly different. They are closed back with bigger bass and more forward and slightly more extended treble that balancing that bass. So if you prefer more V-shaped signature and you're okay with closed back headphones, Robin can be your choice. Anser will give you a slightly warmer sound because they have less of high frequencies to balance this bass. And Sivga Oriole, another their closed back model, they are more natural and have less weight and tuned in a more balanced way with more focus on the small nuances and details. Fio's FT1 is more weighty on the bass, slightly less weighty on the mids, and more forward and aggressive on the treble. So, to summarize everything, if you're looking for headphones for comfortable listening during the long periods at home, and if you're looking for something with a slightly warmer signature, then Sivga Anser is a great option for you. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and have a great day.